One thing that did happen here shortly after William Playfair published these charts and graphics is that we started to develop, and we've got Otto Neurath, who kind of came up with this style that placed a premium on simple images. He was a sociologist. He lived 1882 to 1945. And what came out of this, basically style, and the style, it banned irrelevant decorative elements, but instead used simple pictograms or icons. And so these pictograms were very, very simple, not a lot of detail, stripped of really all ornamental decorative components. And you can see some of these icons may still look familiar today. So this turned into what we call the International System of Typographic Picture Education, or the isotype movement. Okay, so this is a pictorial communication system. It continues today in road signs, international symbols on equipment. We see it when we go visit the restroom. All right. Along the way now, as we keep talking about development, we have sort of, we're coming closer to a lot of great things happening. In 1933, Henry and Beck were two individuals who actually together won a contest. It was a design contest by creating the first schematic map. And we're going to look at schematics as we talk about each of these information graphics, but the schematic really stressed function over geography, which was a really great thing because it was more based on picture than actual measurements. All right, and now at this time, really only large newspapers could afford to put infographics into their publications. Basically, we're looking at newspapers in Chicago or in New York. And so that kind of was it hindered many. And then also there were a lot of art styles that went through our time. And for those of you that have had art history, maybe some of these are familiar, things like modernism or Dadaism, Art Deco, Futurism, Surrealism. A lot of those art styles really hurt this functionality of a simple style. All right, we're going to, again, fast forward about 50 years, and now we're looking at desktop publishing and how this really has progressed until what we have today and how we're able to do this desktop publishing, really merging text and graphics. So in 1978, first desktop computer. 84, the Apple Macintosh was introduced. This is on a consumer level. 85, the first inexpensive laser printer was introduced. And in 1988, we say desktop publishing was born. So there are a lot of people along the way. We have Tufte, who really has done a lot with information graphics in the early day. He really urged graphic creators to what he called escape from the flatland. The flatland was simple boxy diagrams. He wanted it to have a little bit more visual pop, we say. So, we have these leaders. And as we look at overall publications, the USA Today was actually among one of the first to use graphics every day in its publication. So now that we know a little bit about the history, let's look at specific information graphics and how can we utilize them to what we would say get the point across.